Hello everyone, this is Game Trooper 1138 and welcome back to Dragon Age Origins. Now I was recording this and we encountered the same problem, so just pull up the map. So this one here is a no-no. Cannot do this one. No choice but to go here to Soldier's Peak.
I have a question for it, if it will indulge me. My understanding is that it encountered the smith named Caradin, he who was responsible for the creation of the golems, that he had become a golem himself. What I do not know is what became of him. Why did he not return with it? I would have many questions for him.
Oh dear. I'm afraid I had to kill him.
It killed him. It killed Caradin. And why would it do that? Will it tell me that much?
He wanted to destroy the anvil.
And it wanted the anvil for itself. Yes, that makes sense. When it reanimated me, I accompanied it out of the hope of finding answers. Now it has destroyed the one thing that could have given me those answers. Is there any reason I should remain with it? Tell me, for I am very interested to hear what it has to say on that point.
I can tell you how you were made.
Oh? How was I made? What do you know?
Caradin created you on the anvil from a living soul.
Meaning that I was once a living creature? That seems highly unlikely, and more than a little insulting. Is it certain?
I'm not trying to insult you, Shadow.
Was I forced into this? Or simply glad to abandon a frail body? And more importantly, who was I? I simply must know. I cannot help but believe that answers lie elsewhere in the deep roads. We must look.
Anywhere specific?
Yes, no, I don't know. If it can search the deep roads, I may remember something. If not, then I will have to wait.
Oh, 19.
Your desire?
I'd like to discuss something personal.
We're in camp, so 'tis as good a time as any.
We need to discuss this.
Discuss away.
When I asked you to join me in my tent,
Ah, I am not certain what to say. I warned you, did I not? I told you that this was a weakness that was driving me mad, and yet you insisted.
do you really want to stop?
Yes. No. I do, and yet I cannot. 'Tis all so unexpected. I have no experience with any of it, and yet I find myself wanting it, hungering for it, for you. That is not right, is it? That is not how a normal woman acts. I can see it in your eyes. Release me. Tell me that you wish to end this. Make me believe you, and I will be grateful.
I can't do that if you're with me.
Then I will go, if I must. If you tell me to go.
But I need you here.
You miserable, selfish bastard! You will regret this, and so will I. And perhaps that is how it must be.
I have no idea what's going on here. I'm so confused. Okay, so we're gonna try this other side mission because we can't do that one. Well, you cannot. Oh. Alright. Let me get rid of some stuff. Let me get rid of some stuff.
If there's anything I can do for you,
Whoops.
are you sure I can't I'm sure.
Okay, see, so... Mm. Okay, they're done. Ready to move on.
Indeed.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so we're gonna try Soldier's Peak and see if it works. Oh, and Sten's gotta level up. Okay, we made it.
And here we are. Soldier's Peak. Maker's breath. Look at the size of her. What a fortress. I told you the map would get us through the tunnels.
Just a minute, you were lost a couple of times.
I wasn't lost, it's just that the map got soggy. Bah, we're here. So, I'll follow you about, from a distance. This place has the stench of death. I expect there's trouble up ahead.
This is where the Wardens trained and lived? I imagined it would be like a tiered ukluk with battle rings and many levels. Instead, it is drab, a castle like every other.
I don't know what you were expecting, but yes. Okay. Disengage. Needs to learn how to disengage at times.
Fall back! Fall back already!
Taking the peak will not be easy, my lord.
I gave the Wardens one chance to die with honor. Instead, they hole up like cowards. We follow the King's advice then. Starve them out.
But the peak has months of supplies.
Then we wait. When they are too weak to lift their weapons, we will send them to their final judgment.
What was that? Felt a bit woozy there. I'm not mad, am I? You saw it too.
I had a vision too, Levi.
How's that possible? This place truly is haunted.
The veil is thin here. The Circle Tower was that way too.
The veil?
That's what separates us from the faded demons.
Demons? Thank Andraste you came, Warden. After you.
Oh, calm down.
Now we get our I am your death.
Oh, there's more. hopefully I can actually play this mission. If not, then there will not be a video tomorrow. Okay. We enter the keep.
The men's morale is low. My spells are of no use in this matter, Commander.
There is more to leading men than sorcery, Avernus. I will remind them that they're wardens. Men, I won't lie to you. The situation is grim. Our forces outnumbered, our bellies empty, and our hearts are sagging. But we are wardens! Darkspawn flee when they hear our horns. Archdemons die when they taste our blades. So are we to bend knee to a mere human despot? No! I, for one, will never give up! I, for one, will never surrender just to dance on Arlen's gallows. So I propose here and now, in these hallowed halls where generations of our brethren stood vigil against darkspawn and evil, that we send a message to that fat bastard. In this sacred place, proud men, strong men stood defiant, and would rather die than submit to tyranny.
So brave, even when starving, and my great-great-grandmother stood with them.
Sounds like there is greatness in your blood.
Oh, well, that's kind of you to say. Generations of Dryadens have said that our stock were lions. Fierce, proud, and noble. But I've gabbed enough. Lead on, my friend.
Of course.
Yeah, if he was just a little bit stronger. book is badly bugged. You make out of what you in there. And that is all.
The door won't hold, Archivist.
Almost done. The truth must be told.
What does it matter? We're dead.
Our grand rebellion's so close. And to die here, a stillbirth.
We never should have done it. Wardens aren't supposed to oppose kings and princes.
Should we stand idly by?
Another one. Rebellion? What's this about a rebellion? If only the book weren't burned.
What? Rebellion is against everything Wardens stand for.
But Sophia must have had her reasons. The Wardens are heroes. Some injustices just can't be ignored.
Perhaps we will find more answers inside.
We can only hope.
Delighted.
Okay, use that. No, we good. Take that. Hiccups. Save real quick. Further. Second.
Make them pay for every inch, men! Hold the flank! Avernus, we need you!
Andraste's blood! What?
More Avernus! Whatever it takes!
Toss!
But I explained why.
Press them! Press them now!
No! I command you, fight the king's men!
So much death, suffering, and oh yes, blood. The veil is torn now. Your soul is mine, Avernus.
Acolytes, retreat now! The battle is lost!
Avernus!
What just happened?
Nowhere.
Oh no, more fighting.
Can't do anything with these guys killing them constantly. Damn it! Okay, he's gonna be hard to deal with because he's constantly being healed back to back to back to back to back. Deal with the devil. Do what you gotta do. Attack him. Get him with freeze. Oh, we did it.
The Wardens summoned demons. Can't believe it. And my grandmother, she knew.
Wouldn't sound forbidden like that. Anything it takes to win.
I believed that my family was better than that. But answers may lay up ahead.
Step no further, Warden. This one would speak with you.
Who or what are you?
This one is the Dryden, Commander, Sophia. All these things.
Grandmother?
You have slain many of the demon ilk to get here. This one would propose a deal.
Levi, I'm afraid your great-great-grandmother is possessed.
That or she's really let herself go. My great-great-grandmother is dead. I don't know what that is.
Is anything of the real Sophia left inside you?
This one has tasted her memories, seen her thoughts and hidden places. But she is food for this one. No more, no less.
Tell me about this deal.
I find it puzzling that you would consort with demons. Are they not evil?
The humans are capable of far greater evil than this one or its kind, Gollum. A deal with this one could advance your cause. The Soldier's Peak traps me. This one sees so many tantalizing places in the Dryden's memories. This one would see the world herself. For me to be free, into the Old Mage Tower you go and destroy. In return, this one seals the veil. No more demons. No more enemies. Your peak would be safe. Just let this one go into the world.
And what exactly will you do if I free you?
This one will roam. This one will see. This one will feed. But without me, the veil will grow weaker. More demons, more misery. You choose just one of my kind, or many.
I'm here on behalf of Levi. Tell me about Sophia Dryden.
This one knows all, but will only talk after the tower lies broken.
There's no way I make a deal with you.
Then you are a fool!
Yep, that's all I ever been. Cool. No, we're surrounded. You could hit him with this.
Given up, you.
Delighted. Let's just deal with these ones and move on.
Another battle, I
Of course. Of course.
I'm dealing with too many of them, please. Act 1. Known vial contains a noxious potion. No one can say how long it has sat on the table. No saves? Let's see what this does. Damn. Have access to new abilities. Oh, oops, sorry.
All right. Of course.
Ah.
I hear you. Don't disrupt my concentration. Even now, the demons seek to replenish their numbers. Are you to thank for this welcomed but temporary imbalance?
The old warden mage. You're still alive.
Only just. I have only a short time left. Why are you here? What is your intent?
I want some answers.
To what questions, I wonder? Ask.
Sophia's great-grandson brought me here. Levi, go ahead.
Master Mage, sir, my family name has been worth less than dirt for over a century. Do you have any proof that Sophia was a hero?
The boy who braved the mists. So you heeded my call. Ha 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 ha, and you are a Dryden. The cosmos has a sense of humor.
Your call.
He was but a boy when he entered the tunnels below the peak. His heart pure, his character certain. In dreams, I gave him the keys he would need. He would be my deliverance.
Just answer Levi's question.
Your great-great-grandmother was the best of us. Brave, charismatic, fiery, utterly devoted to the fight. But still we lost. We fought against a tyrant, you know, so full of vigor then, so blind to consequence. But proof? There's none to be had.
I'm sorry.
I had hoped. But thank you, Warden.
How have you survived these many years?
The Chantry foolishly forbids blood magic, but there are so many secrets to uncover. As my body decayed, I found ways to extend it. But that can only go so far.
me about what happened here.
What use would storytelling serve? The tyrant Arland is long dead, as is all our noble co-conspirators and the Grand Rebellion. Sophia's corpse may walk and talk, but she, too, is no more.
How was Arland a tyrant?
He ruled with fear and poison, his treachery pit noble against noble in terrible battle. We thought him a monster. We gathered allies to rebel. But the toll of years has erased our failure, hasn't it? It seemed so pressing then. But the kingdom lives on.
What happened to the rebellion?
Too many mouths to quiet. Even sorcery can only go so far. So we met with Tyrn Kuzland. With him on our side, we had a chance of victory. Instead, the King's Guard ambushed us. Commander Dryden and I barely escaped.
The Kuzlands almost rebelled. That's my family.
Is it? You lost many family members that day. I saw the Tyrn's head on the meeting table, with an apple in its mouth. Arland's butchers, no doubt, slaughtered enough Kuzlands to make them pliable.
Yeah, I don't know, so many demons was foolhardy.
Perhaps, but it was survival. For months, I prepared the summoning circles, researched the darkest depths of the Fade. That moment was a triumph of demonic law. Dozens of demons, called by my hand. But with so many variables, I suppose, calculation errors were inevitable. Ah, I was so close.
Commander Dryden knew the demons.
She gave the order. I would have summoned the demons anyway. Only under Wardens can true magical research continue. A chance to rediscover the secrets of ancient Tevinter.
Do you remember Aladdin, the Black City, Darkspawn?
Chantry lies told to subjugate the mages, to keep them docile.
How do you know the Chantry is wrong?
And how do you know they are right? Their faith would have you swallow a great deal for small comfort.
You sound proud of me.
My only regret is that it failed, and that I never had a chance to make Arland pay. Yes?
What was the purpose of your experiment?
To stop the demonic tide, to correct the miscalculations of the past. Blood magic comes from demons. They could counter every bit of law I knew. But the Darkspawn taint, that is alien to them. And it has power.
What power?
The Wardens use it merely to sense Darkspawn. A triviality. My research has discovered so much more. Hinted at even greater heights. This knowledge could not only save Soldier's Peak, with it the Wardens could grow even more powerful.
Only a monster would sacrifice his fellow Wardens.
It was necessary. It was vital. The few meager years of life they would have spent trapped in this tower were nothing compared to the greater goal. I gave their death meaning.
Can you teach me what you've learned?
Oh, search my labs. The answers are in there.
Well, then, the time for questions is over.
So be it. My only request, if justice or vengeance drive you, stay your hand until the demons are dealt with.
Until the demons are dead, we are allies.
That will do for now. We must go to the Great Hall. There, I will repair the damage I caused so long ago. There will be peril, The demons will fight us every step of the way. Come.
As you desire.
We must act quickly. The demons are clawing on the gates. The veil must be closed.
What do I do?
I will unravel the summoning circles I drew so long ago. Waves of spirits and demons may come through. Dispatch them. I will begin. First, I must summon the magical energies. I feel them. They're coming. It's over. The veil is strong now. Stronger, at least. So what of me? Will you leave me to experiment in peace?
No more dark research. Find humane ways to help the war.
Without test subjects, without other materials, you would cripple my efforts. But I will do what I can in this endeavor.
Won't forget this.
Search my labs there. But if I do, you will hear of it.
You've done it, Warden. Soldier's Peak is safe again. That old geezer of Avernus deserves the gallows if you ask me, but People will do queer things to survive. But if he does the proper research, without the sacrifices and blood magic and all, maybe he'll turn up something good. But there was no proof to redeem my family.
The past won't offer redemption. Try the future instead.
For so long, I was focused on the past, on answers. But I think I would have been better off had I stayed at home. Enough of that, though. I find myself at a loss. You've got a whole fortress now. I suppose I should start plying my trade again.
Where will you go?
I might use the peak as a base of operations. So many bandits about, but none would dare come here. Nice place to store trade goods. You, of course, will get a sizable discount.
I will miss this place. It was infested with spirits and undead, but it had no birds. Not a single one of those malicious, spiteful little demons.
You really do hate that. Jackpot of health potions.
Delighted. Of course.
Okay, pretty much we're left with just one more. Side quest. Next time we'll venture back into the deep roads one last time. See if we can find that door. Until then, thank you all so much for watching. We'll go ahead and save. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Remember to like, subscribe, have a comment below. Let me know if you liked
Delighted.
this video. And be sure to hit that notification bell, that way you'll know when my next video is up. Thank you so much. I've been Game Trooper 1138. We'll see you next time. Bye bye!